But when we come to Bermuda, Thomas, what are some of the activities and points of interest, places of interest that we ought to visit?
All right. So
The pulse of the world.
Miss Kitty Live, sizzling every day.
Sizzling every day. It's Island Tuesday. Miss Kitty Live. I gotta tell ya, your one-stop entertaining afternoon show with DJ Calico, your queen diva in the building. You know how it is. You know, I'm into the traveling a lot. And we are about to, outside is reopening gingerly and gently. And so we want to set our eyes and our sights on some different places that we may want to explore for our vacation. Customarily, when we hear about a vacation or we think about travel, we oftentimes think about the usual suspects, the United States, Canada, England, or somewhere in Europe. But let me just tell you that there are many gems right here in the Caribbean basin, okay? And so I have heard that Bermuda is a spectacular place to visit. I've also heard that the beautiful island is full of culture, history, mysteries, architecture, and fun things to do all day. To add the cherry on top, I was also told that they have, get this Calico, pink sandy beaches and picturesque views wherever you look. It is also for these reasons that I had to find the best island guide, and I'm very happy to have stumbled on this gentleman. He's very famous, both in name and nature, Mr. Thomas C. Famous. He's Member of Parliament for Devonshire East in Bermuda, presenter of a weekly radio talk show on Power 95 in Bermuda and CBN FM in the Virgin Islands. He is also Bermuda's representative to Caricom and all the Caribbean islands. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Famous.
Good afternoon, Jamaica, and good afternoon, Honorable Learned Member Hilton.
I like that. I like that. Thank you so very much. And, la, 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 la. And I accept graciously your title, sir. Welcome to Miss Kitty Live. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm honored to be on your show, Learned Member.
Very
I have to address you as Leonard Member because I foresee that you shall be in the house in Gordon House one day.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that, declaration and premonition. I humbly accept, sir. Thank you so very much. What is it like in Bermuda today? So, for example, Thomas, today in Jamaica, it's sunny, very hot in Jamaica. Some of our, we have started to reopen. So persons are out and about, but still wearing their masks, still social distancing and adhering to all the protocols of COVID, the pandemic. What is it like in Bermuda on a Tuesday right now?
Well, today is a typical summer day in Bermuda. It's humid. It's about 85 degrees. The humidity is about 90 degrees. 90%. And yes, we are walking around with our masks because we don't want to catch COVID.
Yes. Absolutely. And in terms of talking about COVID, Thomas, how have you been able to treat with the pandemic? How has it affected Bermuda? And in terms of your COVID numbers, what are they like in Bermuda?
Okay, so unfortunately, like the rest of the world, we went into lockdown March 2020 for about 3 months. During that time, unfortunately, we lost, give or take, approximately 12 Bermudians.
Yes.
Now, 12 may not seem a lot in Jamaica, but if our population is only 65,000, 63,000, then that's still a lot for our country. We came out of that lockdown, and then we had another spike around November where we had to curtail, not like a full lockdown, but semi-curfew.
Mm-hmm.
And then things got back to normal. And then in March this year, we had another spike with the UK variant.
Yes.
And we had to go into semi-lockdown again. And unfortunately, during a 2-month period, let's say March and April, we lost another 21 Bermudians. So in totality, we have lost 33 Bermudians to COVID.
All right. Very well. And in terms of, the affecting tourism, how was that? Did you lock down the country completely? And where are you now in terms of reopening?
Okay. So during the first lockdown in last year, we had no flights coming in or going out for months.
Yes.
So essentially, the 2020 tourist season was non-existent. Um, our tourism season is opposite than the rest of the Caribbean, where our tourism season it tends to be from April until October.
Yes.
So
Why is
this
that?
year, because of our geographic location, we are 1,000 miles north of the Virgin Islands. So
Yes.
we are more, I guess you say, our temperature isn't the same year round as the rest of the Caribbean, right?
Yes.
Um, so our tourist season is essentially from April until let's say late September.
Yes.
So this year we are fortunate to have brought our COVID numbers down to almost zero,
Wow.
and we are
Congrats.
now starting to see tourists come back into the island. Taxi drivers are working, hotel workers are able to get back to work, restaurants are now full again,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to have some regulations in place for when people come into the island, though, in order to make sure our COVID numbers stay down.
Yes, very well. Now, for example, there are many people who are listening and watching my show right now. Jamaicans, Antiguans, Trinis, Bajans, a number of different persons, and even Americans, Canadians, and such the like. For us to come to Bermuda, do we need a visa to come there, or what are the prerequisites for us to be a visitor to your beautiful island?
Okay, it's simple. If you live in Canada or America, you just need to get on a plane.
Okay.
You don't need a visa. If you live in the Caribbean, you have to have unfortunately, at present, we don't have any direct flights from the Caribbean to Bermuda.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to fly via the US, the UK, or Canada. So in order to fly via there, you have to have either a UK visa, US visa, or Canadian visa.
Right.
That's the only visa. But outside of that, to get into Bermuda, there's no immigration requirements for Caribbean people because we are a member of Caricom.
Okay, very well. Oftentimes, Bermuda seems to be on the outskirts, and when people normally hear about CARICOM, Bermuda doesn't automatically come to mind. So, talk to me about what is it that Bermuda brings to CARICOM, and what makes Bermuda stand out.
Okay, so geographically, we are not in the Caribbean. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Culturally, we are as Caribbean, despite my funny accent. Culturally,
I was coming to that, Mr. Famous. I was
uh,
like, Thomas, what kind of accent that?
the colonizer's accent.
Oh,
Cul- Culturally, we are as Caribbean as any other island because what many people outside of Bermuda don't know is that 70% of Bermuda's population is black.
okay.
70% of what that means is those persons, either the parents, the grandparents, or the great grandparents, came from some Caribbean island or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be we have predominantly a large proportion of persons who came from St. Kitts, we have persons who came from Barbados, and we have a large proportion of Jamaicans.
Oh, wow. That's hot.
So culturally, if when not say if you come here, when you come here, you're gonna say, "Wow, I'm in a Caribbean island. There's no different. Like you know what I mean? We eat Jamaican food every day. That's the number one restaurant in Bermuda is the Jamaican
I know
restaurants.
that's right. So, what is the national dish in Bermuda?
Okay, in Jamaica you'll call it soulfish. Here we call it codfish,
Okay,
right?
very well.
So
Mm-hmm.
we'll call it like in Jamaica you call it ackee and soulfish. In Bermuda we have codfish and potato, which is like basically boiled soulfish and Irish potato,
Okay, so
right?
that's a national dish.
That's the national dish.
Okay, what's the national flower and the national tree if you have one, or if you have
The-
like national heroes?
okay, so the national flower would be the hibiscus, which you have in Jamaica,
Yes, we do.
and the national tree, which will be the cedar tree, which is a very strong tree, very beautiful, when it turns into furniture, it's very beautiful.
Yes.
Um, And the national heroes, we have 8 national heroes. My aunt is one,
Oh,
Dame Lewis
wow.
Brown Evans. Then there's Roosevelt Brown. There's Edwin E.T. Richards. There's 8 national heroes in Bermuda, and we also our latest national hero was Mary Prince, which who's actually was a Bermudian young lady who was born in Bermuda as an enslaved person. They are taken down to Turks and Caicos Island, taken to Antigua, and they are taken to London, where she wrote a book about what it is to be a slave in the West Indies.
Yes.
And that book was used to start the abolition movement in England, which helped to move to emancipation in 1834. So
Yes.
she is our, I guess you say, our international national hero.
Okay, very well. In terms of population wise, Thomas, how many people live in Bermuda?
We little but we talawayana.
Hello, talk no. Hey,
Yeah.
whoa, yo, yo.
No, we're only 63,000, so the whole of Bermuda could probably fit inside a national stadium.
Okay, all right. And are you broken up into counties, parishes? How do you do it there?
Okay, so we're British, right? So
Yes.
we're like most Caribbean islands, we are broken into 9 parishes. So
Okay.
in Jamaica, you have 14 parishes,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's combined into counties with Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey,
You know
right?
more about Jamaica, Thomas. You live here. You have a connection here.
Man, me soon reach that, man. Me soon reach that.
Thomas, you sound like you're an ingraft Jamaica. No, man. You know enough about Jamaica, though. Mm-mm.
Mm,
No, sir.
mm,
It sound like you have a house at Jamaica.
mm, mm. Well, anyway, back to the question, man. Yeah,
Yes.
try trick up, man. Yeah, try trick up, man. No,
No, me
Biggs, you're
not try.
gone too
No,
far,
me
man.
gone too far. I love it. I love it. That is the power of Jamaican. So you're broken up into 9 parishes,
Yes.
which would you say is the most popular? And what's the capital of Bermuda?
Okay, so the nine, I'll list the 9 parishes. You have St. George's Parish, Hamilton Parish, Smith's Parish, Devonshire Parish, Pembroke Parish, Paget Parish, Parish, Southampton Parish, and then Sandys Parish.
Okay.
The capital of Bermuda is called Hamilton, which is basically in the center of the island.
Yes.
And your question was, which is the best parish?
Yes. Or the most popular. Because I know everybody wants to say their parish is the best, but the most popular.
Um, because we're not really a big island, we're only 21 square miles. There's no quote unquote popular parish. And just like Jamaica, if you say to somebody, oh, which is the best parish? What are you talking about? Yeah, you say my parish, right? So
Yes.
my parish, where I come from, is called Devonshire Parish, which is basically almost a central parish.
Okay. Okay. And who is the premier right now and the governor?
Okay, so that's very interesting. The premier is the Honorable E. David Burt. His mother is actually from Trelawney.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that most black people here are families from the Caribbean, right?
Yes.
Um,
So we're so
the
then sorry,
governor,
pardon Thomas. I'm happy that you made that point, and this is why I love Caribbean Connects, because it shows us that we are more inextricably linked than we think. And even though we are islands apart, we have this commonality among us, and so we are linked by history. We are linked by DNA, by blood. We have so much more in common than we do in difference.
hmm
Yes.
yeah. So, and then the governor, we have our first female governor, which is a British appointed governor because we're not independent.
Yes.
We have a black female governor. Her Excellency Renee Loggy, and her parents are actually from Grenada.
Okay, the Spice Islands. There you go.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So everybody wants to know about those pink sandy beaches that they've been hearing about, if they are for real, and where can we go in Bermuda when we land to experience same.
Okay, I will start with the last question first. every beach you're gonna find pink sand.
Wow.
Some beaches may be pinker than others. It's
Mm.
just like when you go to a shop, you want, you have 50 shades of pink, right?
Yes.
So every
You know, say
beach,
me cry for you, Thomas. You just say 50 shade of pink. You know me cry for you. Yeah. I can't
so
manage. I hope them have no red room down there.
no comment.
Thomas, you're rude. Go ahead. Yes.
Right. So where's the origin? The pink sand is actually the broken up shells of coral creatures.
Okay.
Right. So because we are basically on top of a coral volcano. That's basically what we are, right? Oh, we're surrounded. We are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, surrounded. Our nearest piece of land is 500 miles away to the east, to the west, which is North Carolina. So all around us, we're surrounded by sea. So all the sea creatures that die, sooner or later, the tides wash them ashore to Bermuda. Not the creatures themselves, but the shells, right?
Yes.
So you can imagine millions of creatures dying over the course of years, and the power of the waves crush the shells, and the shells wash up on our beach, and that's what
Wow.
makes our sand pink. And it's very they aren't shells where they'll cut your foot. They're so fine,
Yes.
but when you look down, if you're on top of the hill and you look down, you just see a long stretch, and you say, "Oh wow, one big pink beach."
Wow. That's amazing. What's it? Do you guys have like a national beach, or which is the most popular beach on the island?
We have two. The two biggest beaches are Horseshoe Beach, which is shaped sort of like a horseshoe. It's
Yes.
very popular for tourists.
Yes.
And then we have another beach which is called Clearwater, which is in the Horseshoe Bay is in the western end of the island, and you have Clearwater, which is in the eastern end of the island. So Clearwater tends to be more popular for families, Bermudian families, because the water is kind of shallow, so it's good for children and so on.
Yes.
But Horseshoe Bay is the waters could be a little deep and dangerous at times.
Oh wow. So you're not gonna take me to that one. I want to go to the family one.
Yeah, that way,
Yeah.
that way there you see the real people. You go
Yeah.
to Clearwater, you see the real people.
I like that. Clearwater and Horseshoe. We're talking to Mr. Thomas C. Famous. He's Member of Parliament for Devonshire East in Bermuda. He's also a presenter of a weekly radio talk show on Power 95 in Bermuda and CBN FM in the Virgin Islands. He's also Bermuda's representative to Caricom and all the Caribbean islands, and my very special guest right here on Miss Kitty Live on Nationwide 90 FM, or Caribbean Connects today with Bermuda. I know many of you have heard about the Bermudian Triangle. I heard about the Bermuda Shorts, but they are much more than that. And Thomas is helping us to navigate through it all. We're going to take a break and come back to ask Thomas which currency them spend down there. I want to know which hotel I keep down there. And of course, what do we need to take when we're coming to Bermuda? It's Miss Kitty Live on an Island Tuesday. Caribbean Connects right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Miss Kitty, your fluffy diva. It's your fluffy diva, Miss Kitty. The hottest in the game.
Thank you so much for staying with us today. It's all about Caribbean Connects right here on Nationwide 90 FM, Miss Kitty Live. And today we're connecting with Bermuda. I know many of you have heard about Bermuda, you've read about Bermuda, but you've never actually spoken to a Bermudian before. Well, guess what? I have not just any man. I have a man that's famous, Mr. Famous. And it's not just by name, it's in nature as well. Thomas Famous is my very special guest this afternoon right here on Caribbean Connects. Thomas has been so great telling us about his wonderful island and, of course, all the offerings that they have, as well as how unique they are. And, of course, you know, same of the Jamaican vibes locked to you understand? So, all the Jamaicans in Bermuda, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in and, of course, for going out in the world and making the best of it. You know what I mean? I have never been to Bermuda, but I am intrigued and quite interested in visiting that beautiful island. Thank you you, Thomas, for your patience. And again, welcome to Miss Kitty Live. So, Thomas, talk to me about the currency that is used and accepted in Bermuda, as well as some of the hotels that you boast there.
Okay, so our currency, we have our own currency, which is called the Bermudian dollar,
Okay.
which is pegged 1 to 1 with the US dollar. So we use
Well, and the
Bermuda
Thomas, so you
dollar
said peg to the 1 to 1.
1 to 1.
We alone a peg. My God, do Father God. So 1
We
to
not
1.
get it not get sticky for me, you know.
I realize it's not at all. It's very slippery over there.
Right. So
So it's the
so we
Bermudian
use
dollar 1 to 1.
right. So we use the Bermuda dollar and the US dollar. So for example, if a renter is come here and they spend money, they just take out, they say if something costs $5 in the store,
Yes.
they spend a $5 US, and it's the same. It's not like, oh, they have to sit there and convert. They
Oh,
don't
very
have to go
well.
to Cambio and all that type of thing.
Oh,
Like, you know?
okay. So you come with your US and you're good to go, and you have your Bermudian dollar, and it's pegged 1 to 1. Very well. So that's interesting. So guys, pack your US dollars and go. Now, in terms of the Bermuda Triangle, well, let me before we go to the triangle, let's get back to the square of the hotels, because I know a lot of people. Do you have like boutique hotels there, or some of the classic, commercial hotels? How is Bermuda set up hotel wise? And is it all inclusive, or is it the European plan that you have there? Hello? Okay, seems as if the Bermuda Triangle has reared its head, but we're going to get him back right here on Miss Kitty Live. Thomas, famous. And for all the Bermudians, good afternoon to you. Jay Williams says he loves Bermuda. That's right. And for all those persons who are thinking about a vacation, thinking about going somewhere different, because guys, the truth of the matter is, how much time I go New York for truth? I like tell the truth now. How much time I go Toronto for truth? How much time I go Atlanta for truth? How much time I go London for truth? Like sometimes you want to do something different, Calico. You want to introduce your children to something different. Listen, guys, I remember when I was in fifth form, my mom sent me on a trip to Panama, and I got to see the Panama Canal, and I got to see everything about the Panama Canal and how the canal worked and the whole thing. And Calico, man, I ask Christ, it made me get one. It made me get one in that history. Because when we talked about the Panama Canal, I was able to write. I was able to get out down in the nitty gritty because I saw it. It came to life when I went to Panama, So sometimes you have to go off the beaten path. And that is why I love Caribbean Connects, because we have to broaden our horizon, broaden our awareness. And even if you never go there, at least you'd have learned something different and something new. Thomas, you're back with us?
Yes, me there.
So me a cry for you, Thomas. God know. Thomas, I'm there. All right, Thomas, my general. So, Thomas, talk to me about the types of hotels that you have in Bermuda. Are you more along the boutique hotel side or the commercial hotels? And is it all inclusive or the European plan?
Okay, so we don't have any resorts like what you'll find in your northeast coast, northwest coast. So ours is more like we don't have any big brand hotels. We just opened St. Regis, which is a top-end hotel.
Okay.
And that's like those rooms go for like $1,000 US a night starting price.
Wait,
But we
Thomas, where is that $1,000 US? I want to know over there. Where? Want to know over there, Thomas, for the $1,000 US a night?
That's for the rich people, then, man.
Because if you don't give heart palpitation, if you don't give foot rub, elbow rub, no, I want to serve in the eagle meat.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't afford to go there myself. So.
Boy, all right, Thomas, come down in the price pool now. Tell me about our thing.
So you have that hotel, then you have other hotels which are like $300 or $400 a night.
All right,
And then you have, like most other places, you start to have Airbnb.
Okay.
Where people have small, I guess you say, used to be one-bedroom apartments that they're now renting out for like $100 a night.
Okay.
So my point is that it's affordable. Whatever price range you can afford, we have something for you. So don't make anything frighten you. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, well, the Regis price a while ago jump out for me, come in. I wanted them to art transplant over there. Because for $1,000, my love, you have to introduce me to God and a scripture. You understand? Come on, no. Jesus on the telephone, tell him what you need. But that's for the rich people. So the rich folks, I could go to the Regis. But when we come to Bermuda, Thomas, what are some of the activities and points of interest, places of interest that we ought to visit?
All right. So again, it goes back to what the individual's taste is. If you just want to see nature, we have plenty of parks for people to go to the parks and commune with nature. You have plenty of beaches. If you want to see a lot of historical stuff, we have like 3 or 4 museums that teaches you about the history of Bermuda.
Nice.
Which is also, Bermuda being an integral part of the development of the New World, so is part of that. And if you want to see cultural stuff, we have tours of the guess you'll say the black areas of Bermuda that shows you the black experience in Bermuda.
Yes.
So it's a variety thing. But if you're coming there for some big concert and big show, don't come here. You're not going to see that.
Okay, so it's nice and calm and, eclectic vibes.
Right. So, but what we have in the next week, like other Caribbean islands, we celebrate our emancipation. You all have emancipation, and then you have independence,
yes,
right?
Sir.
So we have what we call cup match, which is a 2-day cricket game.
What is that? Could you repeat?
A 2-day
yes.
cricket game.
What is it called?
Cup match. CUP.
Oh, okay.
And, right. So basically, it's basically the west end of the island, which are the losers, versus the east end of the island, which is the greatest side in the island. So we play 2 days of cup match, but it's more a social gathering more than the actual game itself.
Yes.
So that and then we are more learning more about our emancipation process.
Yes.
Because a lot of that was hidden from us for years. So we, as a black island, will becoming a little bit more conscientious of from whence we came.
Yes. Which is very important. All right, Thomas, hold that thought. Let me just take this time signal. Because when Thomas said cup match, I will go, oh, no, I hear with me here. But that is the next. Take the time signal, yeah? Very well, Thomas. So the cup match, when is that held?
That is held the last week in July. Always the last Thursday and Friday in July, or the first Thursday and Friday in August. Basically, it coincides with Emancipation Day.
All right. And
so whenever you're celebrating Emancipation Day, we're celebrating cup match.
All right.
We actually call it Emancipation Day as well. So what a lot of people are not cognizant of is that Bermuda and the rest of the West Indies are integrally related, right?
Yes.
Most, as I said, the majority of black people here, the family came here from some Caribbean island or the other.
Yes.
Even during slavery time, most of the enslaved Africans were brought here via the West Indies.
Yeah.
So there's no, if you did, when I did my DNA test, it popped up and showed the same DNA as everybody else in the West Indies.
Okay, very well. All right. Yes, go ahead, Thomas.
So my mother is from the Virgin Islands, and my father's family is from St. Kitts. So, as I said, we all have some island heritage or the other.
All right. One link, one love, right? One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. So talk to me now about the famous Bermuda Triangle. Is it for real? Thomas, a lot of people say they want to come to Bermuda. Them afraid like, Lord Jesus, the Bermuda Triangle. That was so quick. Tell me about that. Is it fact or fiction?
Well, no. If it was fact, then you'd be talking to a doctor right now, right?
That was me like your body.
So here's the thing, right? Bermuda Triangle, if you look on a map, a triangle is 3 points. So the one point is Bermuda, the other point is Miami, the other point is Puerto Rico. That's the 3 points of the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh.
So everybody flying to and from the Caribbean every day fly through the Bermuda Triangle. You been to New York?
Yes.
You been to Miami?
Yes.
Have you disappeared?
No.
So that tells you how real the Bermuda Triangle is.
Oh my God. So guys, all this thing about the Bermuda Triangle, and a lot of people now go over there because if we go over the triangle, it'll go suck we either suck we under the water, and is that's all a lie.
It's all a lie. You have to have things like, boy, you say to somebody from, let's say, from Westmoreland, say, oh, you ever been to St. Thomas? Boy, I mean, I'll go there. Beer science, man, beer science.
I know. Thomas, if you don't have a Jamaican woman or something down here, but trust me, as God make Moses, you, Thomas, you know the vibes, you know the shrimps. Thomas say, if somebody from Westmoreland say, you go ever go St. Thomas, and the person say, no, but now go, because they book too much science out there. You hear, oh, Thomas, they're Bermuda. I know the some of them. I got to tell you, no. Thomas, you have your ears to the street, honey. I got to tell you, you are more than in the know. So, so guys, about the Bermuda Triangle, that is false, okay? You heard it from Thomas Famous right here on Miss Kitty Live. Talk to me now, Thomas, about things for which Bermuda is popular and known. And in terms of your music, what's popular and who is popular in Bermuda?
Our music is your music. Whatever you listen to, we listen to. I mean, for me, I grew up listening to Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, the 70s era.
Yes.
If I go in my car now, I'm gonna be listening to Popcorn.
You know, where you get the new clocks, the daddy? Where you get the Bermuda shots, the daddy?
No, that's some old time song. I'm talking about Popcorn. It says firm and strong, man.
You know, some no, you know, some people go on crusade for Thomas. Thomas said firm and strong. Oh God, you know the cup match, right? That's so. Yeah, firm and strong. I gotta tell you, yeah. So you're listening to Popcorn, you're listening to all the latest reggae and the dancehall music. And in terms of people coming to Bermuda, what should they bring? What should they come with? The type of vibe that's there.
Well, when you come, you bring 2 roast breadfruit. That's what you come. But everybody else just come with an open mind and know that we are your people. We may have a little funny accent or whatever, but we're the same as everybody else in the Caribbean, right?
Nice.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the uniqueness about the Caribbean. If you go to different, and you travel to different islands, the only thing that changes is you may call one thing something. You may call one piece of food something, somebody else calls it something else, right?
Yes.
And the accents change depending on which region you're at. But outside of that, we're one people. It's all the same.
What is the motto of the island?
Our motto of the island?
Yes.
It's some European Latin thing, quo fata parant, which means we're the fates lead us. But that's the official motto. But the unofficial motto is, yo, between me and you, this is what happened.
I like that. And here in Jamaica, we speak English and we speak Jamaican. What do you speak in Bermuda? I mean, do you have your like Bermudian or what else do you speak?
I'm speaking to you, but we speak English.
You know me.
English with our dialect is a mixture between British, Caribbean, and American, right? So when the British hear us, they say, oh, you sound like American. The American hear us, they say you sound British. And the Caribbean people hear us and they say, we don't understand how you sound.
Yeah. It's a melting pot, a mix up. And in terms of the weather, there, Thomas, is it normally sunny? Is it normally rain? What kind of weather persists?
Okay, so from April till November, December is generally sunny. December to March, it gets cool. When I say cool, it gets down to like 70 or 60 degrees some days. Oh, wow. But generally, the balance of our year is around 80 degrees with high humidity. And we do have some rainy months, but that's about it.
Okay, finally, talk to me a little bit about your water system in Bermuda. As I've been reading that the island has no natural source of fresh water. Tell me about that.
That is a lie.
That's a lie?
We have no rivers such as what you'll find in Jamaica, right? But
yes.
We have underground water lamps.
Yes.
Which means to say the water seeps through the ground and goes into caves.
Mm-hmm.
So we are able to tap into those lenses with what we call valves.
Yes.
The valve pumps and pump out the water and distribute the water like that.
Oh, so you do have a public water system?
Yeah, well, it's not like the ANWC where it's island-wide. You have some regions that have water and some that don't, but each house has its own tank, which is underground.
Yes.
And then, so what happens is when the rain falls, it goes into a gutter system, and then it leads into your tank. So you have your own individual tank storage. So, for example, this morning it rained, so
yes.
my tank was overflowing.
Oh, wow. But you, Thomas, you just say NWC. Thomas, you want to tell me something? What you want to tell me? Tell me. Between me and you, what you want to tell me? Between me and you, tell me something. Thomas, tell me.
All right. So when I was 9 years old, my mother sent me to Jamaica.
Yes.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that was in 1977.
Yes.
And then I was in the army here in Bermuda.
Mm-hmm.
And we came down in 1988 for Hurricane Gilbert.
Yes.
To help to restore Jamaica. And then I was attached to the JDF for a year or so.
Yeah.
I was stationed in Monique,
mm-hmm.
in Monique,
St. Anne,
Barracks in Mobay, and Anchovy.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And Up Park Camp too.
Okay.
Now, then subsequent to that, I've been to Jamaica like 50 times.
Me say me know something that's something.
Yes, man. We have two houses. We have two houses in Jamaica.
La 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 la. Big up everybody we have houses. Like it.
and most importantly, right, because I know she's listening here, my wife comes from Portland.
Hey, boss of Miss Kitty Black. La 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 la. When Jamaican woman good, we good, and when we great, we great. Like Tony Tiger Thomas, me now ask you, me know say it have cause and concern and special interest down here.
And I have two Jamaican children. One is in school in Boston, and one is in Jamaica right now. So big up Port Antonio, the Port Antonio Massive.
Hey!
The most beautiful island, beautiful parish in Jamaica's Portland.
Well,
no apology.
No apology. La 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 la. Talk out your clean mouth, sir. Ah! Thomas, listen, you are the full package, articulate, interesting, intriguing, and definitely wonderful. It's so great having you on my show today. This was so wonderful, and we thank you for your time. We thank you so much for being with us. Y'all get full of a commendation for my show. Everybody on Instagram love you off. Everybody on Facebook Live I say, no, Thomas have a buzz. Thomas a guan. No, Thomas are the real deal. So I got to tell you, Thomas, big up your nice, clean self. Thank you so much for coming on my show and sharing.
Thank you for having me, honorable learned member.
Thank you so much.
And likewise, I will be in touch with you to invite you to be on our show sometime in the near future, so you can pick up the whole of Jamaica in the Bermuda areas, the Virgin Island areas.
Absolutely. Very informative, very educational. Thomas, thank you so very much. And I'll just give you 30 seconds just to invite the world to Bermuda. Tell them why they should come on vacation there.
Well, first of all, in the height of COVID, we have a 70% vaccination rate, so we have very little chance or minimal chance of an outbreak happening here. More importantly, we are friendly people. We invite you to our homes. We see you on the street. We'll stop and say, hey, do you need help? Anything like that. We are second to people in Portland. We're the friendliest people in the world.
Nice. Thomas, you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much. And to everybody in Bermuda, I look forward to coming to your beautiful island. And definitely when you come to Jamaica, you are going to be my special guest. So big up yourself. Thank you so much for your time. I wish for you all the best, lots of love, and may you continue to thrive and strive in as many ways as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to your producer, top notch.
Yeah. You're most welcome. By the way, Thomas, you don't have no slang down there? But with slang around the place down there?
Song?
With slang. S-L-A-N-G. Slang.
Oh, slang. Nah, not really. We're pretty much. What would you use? What would you use as an example? And I'll give you a.
Like I said, what? You know the strips, you know the vibes.
No, we'll say, yo, what's up, bruh?
All right, bro. All right, love you, Thomas. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, Mr. Yeah. No, you know what I mean? Cry for you, Thomas, but where you go? Mr. Thomas C. Famous, Member of Parliament for Devonshire East in Bermuda and presenter of a weekly radio show on Power 95 in Bermuda and CBN FM in the Virgin Islands. He's also Bermuda's representative to Caricom and all the Caribbean islands. Guys, that's all the time I have for today. A round of applause for Thomas Famous right here on Miss Kitty Live. Thank you guys so very much. Thanks to Damian Cunningham, my technical operator, DJ Calico, my producers Andrika Rigg and Tajna Williams, my social media manager Lethan Grandison. I love all of you for watching. I love all of you for listening. Hope you enjoyed my show today, and I hope you learned something about Bermuda. And when next you travel, hopefully Bermuda will be on your itinerary. All right, catch you guys tomorrow for another entertaining edition of Miss Kitty Live.